Welcome back to Brain Skills Sets Excel tutorial series. In this installment, we are delving deeper into Excel's robust formulas and functions to elevate your data analysis prowess. In this lesson, we're diving deep into one of Excel's most powerful functions, the if function. The if function is your gateway to advanced conditional calculations and decision-making within Excel spreadsheets. Whether you're new to Excel or looking to enhance your skills, mastering the if function is essential for unlocking the full potential of your data analysis capabilities. Before we start, please note that words function and formula mean the same thing and will be used interchangeably in this and subsequent lessons. The if function in Excel is a powerful tool that helps with conditional calculations and decision-making within a spreadsheet. It allows us to specify a condition or criteria, and based on whether that condition is true or false, Excel performs different actions or returns different values. The design of the formula is shown in the first row, and we will dive deeper into it shortly. Now let's put it to the test. In this worksheet, you see sales data of different employees of fictional ABC company. Based on this sales data, we will have to determine each employee's bonus. Conditions for the bonuses are following. If employee's sales result is below $1,000, we will give them 5% bonus. On the other hand, if employee's sales result is $1,000 or more, we will give them 10% bonus. We will start calculating bonus for Emily Carter first. In the cell C8, we will start writing our function by inserting equal sign, followed by typing if and double-clicking on the formula that we need. Now that we have selected our function in open brackets, just below our selected cell, Excel is showing us the conditions that are needed to be inputted in the function and their sequences in order for the function to work. First, we will need to write the logic test. This will be a condition or criteria that Excel will use to give us values based on if the logic test is true or false. Condition or criteria can be a comparison between values, a logical expression, or a cell reference that contains a value or formula. For our example, we will use Emily's sales result as reference and will make comparison statement where Emily's sales result is less than 1,000. Therefore, our logic test or condition would be the cell B8 is less than 1,000. Let's input this into our equation. Once the first condition is written, we will need to let Excel know that we are done with logic test and are ready to input next condition. For this, we will input comma right after logic test. Comma is used in all of the Excel's functions as separator of conditions. Without it, Excel would not be able to understand separations between conditions of the functions. After separating the first condition with comma, we are now ready for the next condition, which is value if true. In this part, we can indicate the value that Excel should display if our first condition is true. We can recall that if the sales result is less than 1,000, then bonus should be 5%. So if condition, Emily's sales result is less than 1,000, is true, she should receive 5% bonus. Therefore, in the part value if true, we will input 5% followed with comma to indicate that second condition is also set, and we are ready to input third and final condition. Next and final part is value if false. If the logical test that we created is false, Excel will skip the second condition and return or perform the action specified in this part. Similar to value if true, it can be a value text, numerical result, formula, or a blank cell. In our case, again, it should be numerical result, more specifically 10%. Therefore, in the part value if false, we input 10% and close the brackets. As value if false is the last condition, this means that no other condition is followed and we do not have to use the comma anymore. This is why, instead of comma, we directly close the brackets. Now, we have given Excel all the information it requires in order to decide if Emily is entitled to 5% or 10% bonus. Function tells Excel that if sales data of Emily is less than $1,000, she should get 5% bonus, otherwise she should get 10% bonus. In order to see if our function was written correctly, let's press enter and then evaluate the result. As you can see, Excel returns 0.05, which in numeric terms equals to 5%, And if we look at Emily's sales data, it is less than 1,000 in Excel calculated value correctly. Only thing we need to do now is to correct the formatting to show percentages and not numbers. For this, we will go to Home ribbon, and under Numbers section, we will click on the percentage sign. Now, as we have corrected the formatting, instead of 885, let's input 1,300 as sales data for Emily. As expected, Excel changed the value according to the specifications that we gave it. Now let's see how much bonus should Benjamin Hayes get. Here as well, logic would be the same. If the sales result is less than $1,000, Benjamin will get 5% bonus. But if the sales result is $1,000 or more, he will get 10% bonus. To start the function, we will write equal sign, type in if, and double-click on the first if suggestion in order to open the brackets. Now, for the first condition or logic test, we will input cell B9 is less than 1,000, followed by the comma. For the second condition or value if true, we will input 5%, followed by the comma. And for the last condition or value if false, we will input 10%, close the brackets, and press enter. As Benjamin's sales result is 824, which is less than 1,000, Excel returned us 0.05 in numeric terms, which is same as 5%. We can change the format to percentages same way as we did in the previous case, by going to Home ribbon and clicking on percentage sign under the number section. Or as another option, we can also use Format Painter tool. This tool gives us the chance to copy the formatting of one cell or group of cells to another cell or group of cells. In order to do so, we first click on the cell which has the format that we want to copy, and then go to Home ribbon and under Clipboard section, click on Format Painter. Then we select the cell or group of cells where we want the format to be copied. In our case, let's choose group of cells from C9 through C17, as we would need to show percentage in all of those cells. For this tool to work, we do not need to press enter or do any other action. As soon as we select our group of cells, Excel automatically copies the formatting. Now let's change Benjamin's sales result to 1,000. Excel again automatically changed the answer to 10%, as the first criteria was not true anymore. To continue determining bonuses for all remaining employees, we have two options. First, to continue writing if function for each employee, or second, to simply copy our last function for remaining employees. Copying the function would be the best option for us, as it will save us valuable time. In order to copy the function, we can simply click on the cell that contains it, right-click on our mouse, and choose Copy. We then choose the cells where we want to paste the function. Again, right-click on our mouse and choose Paste. We now have bonus allocations for all our employees. It is noteworthy that it is possible to write this if function in many different ways to get the same results, and we only used one of them. We will now check second option and will stop there, as other options will require us to embed other functions into our if function, which would be lesson for other time. In our first try, our logic was that if the sales result was less than $1,000, employee was receiving 5% bonus, otherwise 10%. Now we can flip these conditions and say that if the sales result is $1,000 or more, employee receives 10% bonus, otherwise 5%. For this logic test to work without embedding another function in it, we can set the condition to be sales result is more than 999. We are setting logic tests this way, as our sales numbers are only whole numbers without any decimals. So it would imply that if the logic test is true, then sales result should be 1,000 or more. On the other hand, if the logic test is not true, then sales result should be less than 1,000. Let's use column D for the second method. Before typing the function, let's adjust the format of the cells from D8 through D17 to be percentages. For this, I will select the range, go to Home ribbon, and under the number section, press the percentage sign. Now we are all set. To build this function, like any other calculation, we start with inputting equal sign in the cell D8 and then type in if. Now, instead of double-clicking on the suggested functions with my mouse, I will use Shortcut where I simply press Tab key on my keyboard and Excel will automatically open brackets for the function that I already wrote. If you are used to using keyboard a lot, you might find this way much more effective. Next, we input first condition or logic test, which is the cell B8 is more than 999, followed by the comma. For the second condition or value if true, we input 10% followed by the comma. For the final condition or value if false, we input 5% and close the brackets. As we press enter, we can see that our new function is showing same result as our first function. To test further, let's copy down our formula for all employees. For this, we will use another fast copying method. We first click on the cell that contains the function that we want to copy all the way down, and at the lower right corner of the cell, we double-click on small green square. This way, Excel will copy and paste the formula by itself until there is data entered to the left side column. As soon as there is even one blank cell in the column to the left, Excel will stop copying. As there was blank cell in the 18th row of column C, Excel stopped copying the function. If we compare results of method 1 and method 2, we can see that numbers are exactly the same and follow our logic perfectly. To sum up, for the if function to work properly, we should make sure that following three conditions are present in the sequence that they are mentioned. First, we should have the logic test that Excel will take as the base of the formula. Second, we should tell Excel what value it should return in case the logic test is true. Third, we should tell Excel what value it should return in case the logic test is false. If all these conditions are written correctly, function will work just fine. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll explore VLOOKUP function as well as absolute and relative cell references. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Excel tutorials.